Max Verstappen showed plenty of fight in his triumph in the eventful Monaco Grand Prix as he showcased remarkable control over the race proceedings and navigated through a late shower to secure the victory. Let's take a look at how Red Bull fared over the race weekend, and be sure to watch till the end because one of Red Bull's best kept secrets just got leaked, and we'll be talking about it. Stay tuned. Starting from pole position, Max Verstappen maintained a comfortable lead over his competitor, Fernando Alonso of Aston Martin. However, as the race neared its conclusion, rain arrived, initially affecting specific corners before escalating and drenching the entire track. As the raindrops fell, Alonso made a pit stop to switch to slick tires, hoping to maintain an advantage. In contrast, Verstappen chose to stay out on the track and then transitioned directly from his starting mediums to intermediate tires. This strategic move allowed him to gain an even larger advantage over his competitors. Eventually, Verstappen crossed the finish line with a lead of nearly half a minute over Alonso, securing the victory and extending his lead over his teammate Sergio Perez by 39 points. Perez, who had started at the back due to his qualifying crash, could only manage a 16th place finish. In his comments after the race, Verstappen said, "It was quite a difficult one, because we were on the medium initially and Fernando was on the hard tire. We didn't want to go that long, but we had to. The rain was coming, and we didn't know really what was going on. The tires were graining and then took a few laps to get through that graining phase and the pace picked up a little bit, but it was still very tricky to drive. Then it started to rain lap by lap, and then we had to make the call to go on the inters. It was incredibly slippery. When you are that far in the lead, you don't want to push too hard, but you don't want to lose too much time, so it's quite difficult in that scenario. I clipped the walls a few times. It was super difficult out there, but that's Monaco." Regarding the instance when Verstappen made contact with the barriers at Portier before switching to intermediate tires, he explained that, "I locked the rears and then couldn't get out of it, then tried to control it with a bit of drifting, but the wall in a way stopped it from sliding even more." The victory has propelled Red Bull further ahead in the constructors' standings, now leading Aston Martin, their closest competitors, by a margin of 129 points. This achievement not only strengthens Verstappen's position in the Drivers' Championship, but also solidifies Red Bull's dominant position in the team competition. After the race, Verstappen went on to say, "It's super nice to win. It's also super nice to win in the way we did today, with the weather and everything, to stay calm and to bring it home. Again, a lot of points for the team as well, so it's great." In Monaco, Max Verstappen celebrated his 39th Formula One victory, surpassing Sebastian Vettel's record of wins achieved during his tenure with Red Bull. Verstappen continues to make consistent advancements in prominent records. He is now just 2 wins shy of matching Ayrton Senna's 41 victories, which would secure him the 5th position in the Formula One list of drivers with the most wins. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner expressed that among the races in the first half of the year, Monaco posed the team's greatest challenge due to its slow speed characteristics. However, through strategic tire changes and exceptional driving by Verstappen, the team managed to secure a victory in a rain-soaked and chaotic race. The combination of intelligent tire management and Verstappen's skillful handling played a crucial role in their successful outcome. According to Horner, if Fernando Alonso had opted for intermediate tires during his first pit stop, he would have been able to close in on Max Verstappen, potentially leading to a much more intense battle for victory in the Monaco Grand Prix. He said, "Well, of course, it's about the engineer working with the driver and trying to get the crossover, and it felt like maybe we'd gone a lap too long before going on to the inter, and I think had Verstappen picked the inter, it would have been much tighter and put more pressure on our pit stop. But thankfully, he took the slick tire just as the rain was growing, and so at that point, it's like, Max, don't take any risk, just get it to the pits." When you're the lead car, you can only lose. You've got nothing to gain, and you've just got to try to work with the conditions. We've got spotters out there. We're trying to look at the radar. You're stuck in an office effectively. You can't look up at what the weather's doing. You're looking at the crowd. Are they putting their umbrellas up? That kind of thing, and, just trying to piece it together. And of course the driver has the best knowledge of what's going on the circuit. Fernando Alonso had identified the Monaco weekend as a prime opportunity to potentially outperform Red Bull, and Christian Horner concurred that there was a chance for the team to be challenged, given the narrow margins that come into play in Monte Carlo. Horner admitted that he initially believed another team would pose a more significant threat, rather than Alonso in the race. He went on to say, "I think we were on the ropes here. We knew coming into this weekend this was going to be our biggest challenge in the first half of the year, and the low-speed nature playing to the strengths. We actually thought Ferrari might be the main opponent, but Fernando has just been on fire all weekend. I mean, unbelievable. But perhaps the biggest news that came out of the race weekend was Red Bull's floor design. After Sergio Perez's crash at the Monaco Grand Prix, Red Bull's competitors were presented with a rare opportunity to closely examine the intricate floor design of the RB19. However, despite this chance, replicating the complex design might still prove challenging due to its sheer complexity. Dave Robson, Williams' head of vehicle performance, expressed his perspective on the issue, stating that the intricate and curved layout of Red Bull's floor design presents a significant challenge when it comes to replication. He said, "It's so complex that on a 2D photo, because of the way the light is, it's so curved, you can't figure any of it out." Tom McCullough, Aston Martin's performance director, added that the exposure of Red Bull's wooden plank would offer valuable insights to other teams regarding how the car was handling bumps on the track. "Obviously, there are some great photos. A lot of people were there, so I'm sure the aerodynamicists will be having a good look at all the cars that were lifted up. Thankfully, ours hasn't been lifted up yet. Let's try and keep it that way." The aerodynamicists never want you to show that. You learn a lot from just even how the plank is wearing. You learn from what's touching. There's a lot of very excited aerodynamicists up and down the pit lane looking at all of that. The underside of Mercedes' car was also exposed when Lewis Hamilton crashed during the final practice session. Andrew Shovlin, Mercedes' trackside engineering director, expressed his belief that their formidable rivals, Red Bull, would be more concerned by the revelation of their secrets. Shovlin said, "I suspect they're probably more annoyed about their car being left in the sky than we would be about ours." To be honest, with these regulations, the most important bit is the bit that you don't normally get to see, so the teams will be all over those kind of photographs. Monaco is a good opportunity to get that kind of shot. Now that Red Bull's rivals got a peek from under, do you think they'll be copying the RB19's floor design? Or will someone find a way to make it better than it already is? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell for the hottest F1 news.